Welcome! I'm Valerie Burke, and I am your Executive Director of Graduate Student Services. And thank you. So I want to be the first to welcome you. Super excited for y'all to be here. Awesome. So we are located FDH. You can see us right out these beautiful windows. We are in that 7-story building, but we're on the 3rd floor. Has anyone already been to FDH and been to the Grad College building? Awesome. Who doesn't want more chances to win more scholarship money? So we have, we're very active on social media. We have both, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, and we want you to participate. So today and always. So this will be the one time you'd be okay to take out your cell phone right now, link, like, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We also have a YouTube channel, which we'll go over a little bit later. That's where all our workshops, we film them and post them on YouTube for all you guys. So if you want to go ahead at some point now, throughout the day, through tonight, take a picture of you, your friends together, maybe over at the mixer, you'll see some of your faculty members, get some pictures, post some excitement on social media, and then you're randomly going to pick, I believe it's 2 winners, $500 scholarship just for being active on social media. Sound good? Yeah. All right, so don't forget about that. Next, everybody got a folder when they checked in, but first I want to play you a video.
Did you know about the abundance of resources the UNLV Graduate College has to offer our students? They will support you from the very first moment that you start exploring graduate programs.
Grad Rebels can stay plugged in and see what's happening through our social media pages. Make sure to link, like, and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn so you never miss out on what's going on with the Graduate College.
Check out the Graduate College website. Here you may find many resources to support you in different areas of your life as a graduate student. A few of these resources include the latest Graduate College news, the Grad Rebel Success Center, scholarship, fellowship, and grad assistant information.
It is important for Grad Rebels to know about events and deadlines. One convenient way of doing this is subscribing to the Rebel Mail Google Calendar. Once you subscribe, Graduate College events will be displayed in your Google Calendar.
If you are a current UNLV student, check out the What's Happening at UNLV email you receive in your Rebel Mail from Rebel News every week. The Graduate College uses the What's Happening at UNLV email to send out important announcements about events and important deadlines and other information.
Be sure to contact us if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns. Our phone number is 702-895-3320, and we are located in the FDH building on the 3rd floor. And remember, we provide 100% solutions 100% of the time. Hope to see you soon.
I'm going to introduce Dr. Mary Cronin. She is our Vice President for Research and Economic Development.
Sadly, wearing the same suit, I do own more clothes than that, so people saw it flip by quickly. So congratulations to all of you and welcome to UNLV. I have been here about 3.5 weeks, so for those of you adjusting to Las Vegas and learning your way around campus, I'm right there with you and we can help each other find all the buildings and learn the landmarks. So what is the Vice President of Research Office and how does it affect you as graduate students? Well, a lot of it is going to have to do with helping you get your research done. And by research, that includes all of your scholarship, creative activities. So regardless of what your discipline is, you are here to do research as a graduate student. We're here to help. We have the Office of Sponsored Programs, so they oversee all the grants and contracts that you may receive. And certainly we're here to help you learn how to do grant writing. We'll be doing workshops over the coming years to help you learn how to fund your own research going into the future. We also have the Office of Research Integrity and Think Compliance, so things that'll keep you and the university out of trouble. That includes the responsible conduct of research training, our institutional review board for people who are doing human subjects research, and the research certificate program that we run with the Graduate College. We also have the Office of Economic Development for those who are interested in entrepreneurship and startups and tech. and tech transfer. So if you're doing anything, we're going to have intellectual property. We're there to help you in all that application and oversight process. We also have research infrastructure such as the High Performance Computing Center at Cherry Creek, and we'll be instituting graduate student fellowships along with the Grad College in the future to help with infrastructure and funding. And last but not least, we also have Research Week, the second week of October. That is one of the reasons I was really impressed with UNLV in the search process when I came here from 30 years at the University of California, and it was Research Week, because even being at a research-intensive university, we didn't have a single campus in the University of California that spent a whole week focusing on research and promoting research with undergraduates, graduate students, faculty, and postdoctoral fellows to bring everyone together in one place and really celebrate research and highlight it. So I hope you'll join us the second week of October. I don't know if you guys want me to take any questions quickly? Okay, thank you all and welcome to UNLV.
As Dr. Cronin said, we, the Grad College, work very closely with the Office of Research, and specifically during Research Week, you'll see in one of the flyers in your folder, we have, I think, 6 events during Research Week. Remember, that's only 5 days, so there's a lot to get involved with, especially during that week. Okay, next, since Senior Provost Carl Reiber is here, I'm going to go ahead and have him speak now. So here's Dr. Carl Reiber. He is the Senior Vice Provost.
Welcome. There you go. Yes, enthusiastic group. I like that. I'm here really to talk about the academic end of the endeavor of UNLV, but first I just want to spend a minute to tell you how much it means to the faculty and the staff of UNLV to have you on campus again. Right? We go all year, lots of activity. May comes around, we have graduation, and then it kind of gets a little quiet on campus. Now, graduate students are quiet because they're all digging into their research during the summer when they have some free time. But it gets quiet, and we look forward to this time of year. It's a new beginning, and having you and your energy on campus is just tremendous. It revitalizes everything that we do. It's fun, it's exciting, it's the start of the new year, and you participate in that. And so, welcome to UNLV. If you've been at UNLV, welcome back. And what you bring to this campus is incredible. And I will say, I've been here for 25 years, and we've had our ups and downs. Certainly during the recession, it was tough. But I think you're here on campus at an incredibly special time. We have been working on a strategic plan to advance UNLV top tier. Now, many will look at top tier and say, well, that's only research. It includes research, but top tier means a rising tide floats all boats. Everything gets better. Now, we developed a strategic plan, and there were a lot of folks that said, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And I will honestly tell you, I'm seeing it in you. You are really what top tier is all about. Great students coming to UNLV to do great things. In your case, you're entering professional programs, you're entering master's programs, PhD programs, where you're gonna come up with new knowledge. You're gonna advance your discipline. And I will tell you, the only other more exciting day than today is graduation, when I get to see you guys finishing up, telling your story, what you've done while you've been at UNLV, and then what you're going to do as you move forward into the world and take a piece of UNLV, that different, daring, and diverse component that you've added, and change the world. That's what UNLV is all about. That's what you're all about, and that's why this is a special time. The energy is incredible with this institution. Now, in terms of academics, you are entering a grad college that is amazing, has great leadership, and then each of you are going to a discipline, and you're going to have fabulous faculty to work with, fabulous programs that you will advance in over the next couple of years. There are lots of support elements that have been built into the program. The grad college offers lots of support. Your individual programs will offer lots of support so that you can accomplish what you're here to do, which is to finish your degrees to change the world through the research, the endeavors that you engage in. And if you need help, ask. That's what we're here for. I don't come to work every day to sit at my desk and do nothing. I come to work every day to help you, to make sure that you have what you need to get accomplished what you want to accomplish. And that's what most of the people that are here that have organized this event, that are in the grad college, the deans, the chairs, your faculty are here for. Their purpose is to help you. And so if you have problems, if you run into barriers, you come talk to us. I have an open door policy. If I'm in a meeting and I have to step out of a meeting because you're having an emergency, I will. If you're having a problem with a class, if you're having a problem with a program, certainly work with the right people initially, but if you hit barriers, you come and you talk to the dean of the grad college, you talk to me, and we will do everything we can to help you. And so that's what the academic side of the house is all about, is making sure that you get what you need to succeed. So I am delighted you're here. The energy in this room is fabulous. The line was great with the bingo. And so welcome to UNLV, or welcome back. And I look forward to seeing you guys in a year or so and seeing all the wonderful things that you've done as you finish up your degrees. Thank you so much.
Dr. Iber is actually a real great supporter of grad college events, and you'll actually see him at pretty much all of them. Rebel Grad Slam we have in the fall, the Student Showcase, he's there. So although he said he'll see you New Year, you'll probably see him in a few weeks, a few months. So back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so what's inside your folder? Again, like I said, right next to, or in front of bingo, you have a letter from your dean, who you're gonna meet in a few minutes. You have important information for Grad Rebels. You have your graduate students' resources, the Grad College Student Success Institute, and then information from your campus partners. Hopefully you all had a chance to meet some of your campus partners when you arrived. And we have tons of resources listing all of the departments, their contact information in your folder, so if you weren't able to meet them, then you have all that information as well. And we want to remind you that you must be enrolled in a minimum of 6 graduate credits in 3 consecutive semesters. Summer is included, or you'll be separated, right? So we just told you like all the fun stuff, we have resources, we have, the Success Institute, but we also want to remind you, we want to keep you enrolled, we want to keep you Grad Rebels, so we want to remind you of that super important rule so you don't get that really fun email from us that says, hurry, enroll, you're about to be separated. So keep that in mind, take a picture of that to help you remember. And then also for financial aid purposes, you have to be enrolled in 9 graduate credits, which is full-time student status. But if you're a GA, how many GAs in the room? Wow, congratulations. If you are a GA in the room, full-time status is 6 credits. And then how many of you are familiar with the health insurance? It is mandatory. If you are a grad assistant in your 6 credits, it will automatically pop up on your tuition. And then if you are full-time, it's also going to pop up there on your 9 credits. If you already have your own insurance, there is a website on UNLV's website under mandatory health insurance. You can just Google it, where you can opt out. If you don't opt out, you will be charged $1,000 whether you have insurance or not. And then the other, from the flip side, is if you want to voluntarily sign up for it, even though you don't meet any of the mandatory requirements, you can voluntarily sign up as well. If you have any questions about that, just come and see anybody in the grad college and we can help you. And this is our president, Dr. Len Jessup. He was unable to attend today, but he will be at our next event. He's also a great supporter of the grad college, so he wanted me to just give a big hello and welcome from him. We got Dr. Ryber, Dr. Brennan, and next I'm going to invite our GPSA council on up to the stage. Come on up.
Hi everyone, my name is Kanani Espinoza and I am serving as the GPSA president this year. And so the GPSA is the Graduate and Professional Student Association, which is the student government for all grad students. So no matter what program you're in, no matter if you're a master's student, a doctoral student, or a professional student, you are a part of GPSA. GPSA offers funding for travel, we do research funding, we do advocacy for everyone, we do great social events. If you were at the barbecue last night, anyone here that was at the barbecue? Yes. Right. Swear there was more people than Valerie there at the barbecue last night. but it was a lot of fun. We had a cookout, we got together, so look for more of those events. We'll contact you via email, but I just wanted to introduce my executive board this year, and so I'm going to let them come up and say a few. I don't know, introduce yourself. This is the Vice President.
Hi everybody, my name is Christy Wiggin. I am a third year PhD student in the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition Sciences. I'm studying biomechanics, which is basically just anatomy and physics, so super nerd. So as Vice President, one of my duties is to review with a committee any research and travel grants that you guys submit. So if you submit them, make them good, and we'll give you money. So that's about that. I guess that's it. Thanks.
And if you don't, you can email her directly and then complain.
My name is Stephanie Molina. I'm in the Department of Health Physics. Anybody else in health physics? Oh, I see two. I'm the treasurer of the GPSA, and I also work at the Graduate Commons, so hopefully if any of you stop by, I'll see you there. The Grad Commons is in the library, second floor. You can check it out after this event when you head over to the next one as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Autumn Widows and I am in the Department of English. I'm a third year MFA student in creative writing and I am the GPSA secretary. Thank you.
So if you ever need any of us, we are located in the Grad Commons, which is on the second floor of the library Val. If you want to come and see us, we are there. We sell snacks and we have computer labs, printing, poster printing for graduate students, so just come and find us there. There's also an office if you ever need to get together with any of your colleagues or any of your research partners upstairs on this third floor of the student union, so just let us know if you need to use that office. It's locked, so you have to let us know in advance. But if you ever need us, our information is on the GPSA website, and congratulations, welcome to UNLV.
Put our hands together for GPSA. Good job. They do a lot of work for you guys. So if you have the chance to attend their monthly meetings, visit them in the Commons, you'll totally be thankful that you did. How about a drum roll now for our next speaker? Our next speaker is the one and only Dr. Kendall Hartley. He's also a part-time comedian and rapper. Woohoo!
Yes, hello, my name is Kendall Hartley. I'm the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds really, really hard. And it is. It's a very hard job, as I look at my email. I get lots and lots of emails. That's why I was really happy to hear Dr. Riber up here saying that you're more than welcome to email him or the dean of the graduate college now when you have problems. But seriously, I get a lot of emails, and you know what I have to do? Every single one of those, I have to forward it to somebody who knows the answer. Every one of them. Usually they're sitting over at that table too. So I do have a little bit of quick advice for you as you start your graduate program. You know, in a word, it's it's simplify. Dr. Crone, the vice president for research and economic development, she was concerned that maybe she had the same outfit on in her picture that she was actually wearing. Many of you saw me on Wednesday. I may actually may be wearing the same thing I was wearing on Wednesday. See the black khaki, blue, red, and blue shoes, black shoes, and I tried to mix But there are multiple ones of these. I promise these are longer. But yeah, simplify to the degree possible. I look at my wife's librarian in elementary school, the new one, the Josh Stevens School, really fantastic school. And they're all wearing uniforms, and I'm thinking, oh, how great would that be? Think how simple their morning is in terms of getting dressed. I mean, they don't have to decide blue or black or khaki or black pants. They get to put it on. It's fantastic. So now I want you to do that because you got so much you're going to have to think about. You're going to simplify. I even, in fact, consider getting rid of your car. If you have a car, get rid of it. And I thought about this morning. I thought, if I'm going to suggest something like that, I'm going to try it. So I took the bus this morning. And you go on Google and you say, I want to get to this place, and it says you can do Uber, you can drive this way, you can walk, or you can use public transportation. Well, from my home, it came back with no results. for public transportation. But I learned that I said if I start over here about 45 minutes away, it gives me the result. So I had to walk 45 minutes to get to my first bus. And by the time, long story short, 2 hours later, I got to campus. So make sure you have good public transportation where you live. The other thing is these devices here, Simplify. Now I know I can tell you to get rid of these, but I know that isn't happening. Anybody have one of these by chance? Who's got a flip phone? I'm looking for a flip phone. All right. Yeah. We need more flip phones because the notifications on there are a lot more limited, right? So you don't have to worry about Facebook hitting him up with this and that. Or at least turn the notifications off. And in all seriousness, that is actually a pretty good strategy to try to focus your mind a little bit. You're going to start getting into some tough stuff, so it's a good idea. Okay, supposed to talk about, did you know? So I mentioned this to the graduate assistants the other day. And I've done some of your orientations across campus, but this is really important for you to understand now. It's a kind of a major distinction between your undergraduate and graduate program, if this is your first graduate program. And that is that you really truly are a part of the graduate college. You're going to get your degree from the graduate college. You're also, of course, a part of your department, but you have to kind of work your way through from both of those. We have guidelines, your department has guidelines. They are not inconsistent. In other words, they're not going to contradict each other. But we set kind of some minimum guidelines, and many of your department's expectations will be even higher than that. The minimums you're going to find in the graduate catalog, which you can find on our website. In terms of your program, you're going to find that in your graduate program handbook. And you need to see that. You need to, if you haven't seen it yet, talk to your graduate coordinator, and you need to know who your graduate coordinator is. Make sure you have access to that and review it. You're subject, again, to the rights and responsibilities as laid out in the graduate catalog. So some facts. Oh, yeah, that's what it looks different on my screen here. Fast facts. So I thought this looked a little bit dated. So I went and looked this morning at what some of the latest numbers are for UNLV. And I'm actually going to skip to the bottom one first. According to our Grad Financial Services Director, as of today, we have 983 graduate assistants. And by the time classes start, we hope, and what some of you need to sign some. It went up, Brisa. 993, sorry, 993. And we're expecting at least 7 more, so we should have over 1,000 graduate assistants. And that's huge. That's a big milestone for us. That's a big milestone for the university. And that really means that it's part of that's research support. Part of that's just an indication that more and more people are getting funded to actually go to graduate school as well as do research. Then if we go up to the numbers in terms of graduate professional students, at one time it was 4,000. I looked up this morning, we have 4,261 graduate students, and then there's another 720 professional students, which gets us then plus 60 medical school students, gets us over 5,000 total graduate students, another really big milestone. Significant institution in terms of graduate studies. It's huge. When Kate and I go across the country for conferences around graduate schools, inevitably people are surprised that UNLV is that large. We rarely run across people that have larger programs and a wider offering of programs than we do. That includes 135 graduate degrees and certificate programs, over 38 doc programs, and 5 professional doctorates. I also get the opportunity to, in 15 minutes or less, introduce the Dean Corrigan. I'm going to be a while, so you don't have to get up just yet. So. She sighs. So she actually has many titles, so it takes me a little bit to get her introduced. Let's see. She's a faculty member of the Department of Sociology. She's president of the Western Association of Graduate Schools this year. She's the Chief Graduate College Optimist. That's the CGCO. I happen to be the CGCP, Chief Graduate College Pessimist. She seems to think you're all going to be successful. I think you're in over your head. She's also a member of Costco, she told me this morning. And she's Jonah's mom, too, which she'll be happy to tell you about, too. So, but for our purposes today, she's also Dean of the Graduate College. So, Dr. Corgan.
Everybody, how's it going? Who needs a microphone? Nice to see you all. So when I came in about an hour ago, this place was hopping. Y'all were buzzing and talking and moving and shaking, and the vibe in here was outstanding. It was just electric. So it really charged me up, and it made me realize that my #1 job today is not to be a buzzkill. So we've got to keep this room going. So you know a little bit about me, a little bit more than I ever thought Kendall would share. It explains why 10 minutes ago he leaned over and whispered, Costco or Sam's Club? And I was like, Costco? There you go. In any case, you know a little bit about me, but I want to find out just a little bit about you. And since there's like 600 people here, we can't really go around the room and do introductions like I would normally like to do. So let's do it this way. How many of you have an undergraduate degree from UNLV? I'm going to figure out who you are. Woo! Go Rebs! Now, first thing you need to know is you're not a rebel anymore. You know that? What are you?
A grad rebel.
Grad rebel, absolutely. Now everybody else who hasn't been at UNLV before, you too now are a grad rebel, so welcome. How many of you are from Las Vegas originally? All right, how many of you have moved here just now to come to graduate school from someplace else? Keep your hand up if that someplace else is another country. All right, I love it. What an amazing and diverse bunch you are. So, welcome to UNLV, welcome to being a grad rebel. As you heard, I'm Kate Corgan, and I help run the graduate college. So what I'd like to do, now that I know a little something about you and you know a little something about me, is I want to tell you a little something about the graduate college, right? It's one of those places that, like, the only thing you know about us is that we have an online application and you had to send us a bunch of stuff and you got a letter from us saying you were in. So we seem like we're just bureaucrats, and that's partially true. We are sort of a service unit for the campus and for all of you. But as a member of a graduate program on this campus, you are also a member of the graduate college. So we are your other home besides your own discipline. And what we provide is a whole array of services, and I'm going to run through those here in just a couple minutes so that you get a sense of, you know, who we are and what we do, and most importantly, what we can do for you. That's the key here. So our graduate college has a mission, and our core values in the graduate college are excellence, equity, diversity, opportunity, and impact. Right? Just let those sink in for a minute. Excellence is pretty clear, right? It's what got you here today. You are all excellent and outstanding students with great prospects to do just as well in graduate school. And that is the optimist in me speaking, but I also believe it. We defend equity, right? Equity for all students of all types in all programs. And we have almost 150 programs in the graduate college. That's a lot of diversity of degrees and experiences. And we try to ensure that as personalized and specialized as all of those programs are, that at the same time, there's equity and fairness across all those disciplines so that the graduate student experience is similar in lots of ways. We are committed to diversity without any question and opportunity. Graduate school is the pathway to career opportunity, educational opportunity, the opportunity to change your life, to do the kind of work that you hope to see yourself doing, to earn the kind of living that you desire, to change not just your future, but the future of your family, right? And the people in your world. So this really is a pathway to opportunity. And the last one might be the least obvious, and it's impact. And the reason that we add impact as one of our core values is that I firmly believe that it is true that the whole point of graduate school is we train you, we empower you to get the skills and the knowledge that you need to go out in the world. And you don't enter the labor force at an entry-level position. You're going to enter at the level of managers and leaders in your field. To leave here with a doctoral degree, you have to innovate. You have to do something or think something or write something or discover something completely new to earn that degree, which means that you are going out and creating something new, and when you do that, you change the world. So graduate education is impactful education, right? And that's what you're here to do, and we're here to support you to make the best possible impact you can make and to have all the opportunity that you need to be successful. We facilitate, obviously, graduate programs, graduate scholarship, research, creative activity. We work very hard to foster a community on this campus. So when we say you're a grad rebel, that means something, right? You're going to have t-shirts that you can wear. We have events all year that you'll be hearing about and we'll be talking about briefly. We want to see you not just at orientation and graduation, although these are huge, wonderful, incredible days. But we want to see you with these other things in between. It's really easy in graduate school to put your head down and focus on what you have to do, because really that's what you're here to do. You're here to become a specialist in something, right? Something unique and intense. And you need to do that. But really, to keep balance and to keep your sanity, frankly, you need to get out of those silos, right? You need to get away from your lab or your office or your computer and interact with other people going through similar experiences in the graduate community. So we work very hard to build community on campus among graduate faculty, graduate students, the whole graduate community here, which is large and ever growing. We are very committed to service. The graduate college staff, I'm very privileged to work with an amazing team, and they came up with a motto 3 years ago. And our motto is 100% solutions. And that is, we're not always going to say yes to everything you always ask of us. We can't. But every time we can say yes, we will. And if we have to say no, or if we don't know the answer, we'll explain why the answer is no. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to find it for you or put you directly in touch with the person who can give you that answer. We are here to support you to success. Okay? We also have a pretty interesting history. The graduate college is really young. So most schools that are our size with this many programs and this many graduate students have been in this business for a long time. But we're celebrating a very important 50th anniversary this year. Anybody know what it is?
60.
I know, the university's 60, but we're celebrating a 50th in the graduate college. Pardon? The 50th year of the graduate college, very close. It's the 50th year of us graduating our first students. So the graduate college started taking students in 1965, and in 1967, we graduated our first 11 graduates. And for us, opening is great, but graduating that first class, that's what we're in the business to do, to support you to success and get you to graduation. And our first 11 success stories happened 50 years ago. We're having a big celebration of that this semester. We started out then as a master's, we grew into a master's comprehensive institution. What that means is we grew to a lot of master's programs relatively quickly. We added a doctoral degree, an ed.doc degree, in 1975, and graduated our first students around 77, and then we added PhD programs only after that. So we only started to build our doctoral programs and PhD programs in the 80s. Which is just yesterday in university terms, right? So we're young and growing. Where we are now as an institution is we're ranked by the Carnegie classification system in the top 4.5% of universities in the whole country. A research very high institution. And what we're striving for is that very highest top tier classification, which would then put the university in the top 2.5% of institutions in the entire country, which is pretty incredible. There's nothing above that sort of classification. And we are partway through our university mission to achieve that goal. We started on this mission about 3 years ago, and we have been unwavering. And in that time, we've been able to increase stipends for graduate assistants. We've added approximately 70 new GA positions funded by the institution. We've been able to add new graduate programs. We've had more of our graduate programs ranked in the top programs in the country. So we've seen measurable improvements as we strive to reach that very highest level of recognition. And that's really important to you. This top tier mission is important because when the university is successful, when we achieve this goal and we're recognized among those most elite universities in the country, this is good for us as a community and as a campus, but it's also good for you. You know why? Because it immediately increases the value of your degree. So you're already at one of the top institutions in the country. Your degree is already useful and valuable, but it only gains value. So your success and our success go hand in hand. When you're successful, that helps us move towards top tier. When we achieve that goal, that helps you as you move on in the world as alums. So we're on this path and on this journey together. Just a couple things about what I call the 3 C's: credentials, career, and character. Okay? So credentials. One of the things I really want to share with all of you today is that you deserve to be here. And maybe that sounds silly, right? But I bet, I'm not going to ask you, it might be embarrassing, but I bet if I asked you, how many of you have a little voice or a little devil on your shoulder telling you, oh, I'm kind of a fraud, I wonder if they're going to figure out that, that I'm not really ready to be here, that I can't really do this, right? I know that that's true because I know that almost every faculty member I know had that same experience as a graduate student. I had that same experience as a graduate student. Heck, we have that experience as faculty members and deans. Right? So there is that voice, and it's a pretty common voice among graduate students. And I'm here to tell you that you might not be able to completely get rid of the voice, but you need to put that voice in its place. You need to have confidence because we know how many thousands of people tried to get into your graduate programs and didn't get in, and you did. You come with credentials, you come with the skills that are necessary to succeed, and we believe in you going forward. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Graduate school is different. For those of you who are making that first transition from a bachelor's to a master's or a doc program, this is your first time in grad school, the rules are a little different, the standards are a little higher, there's a little less hand-holding, right? It's a different kind of climate. And so there might be bumps, but for every bump, there's also going to be moments of soaring. Like, you're going to make it, you can do it, and you just have to believe in yourself and start there. And I'm here to tell you that every bump you hit, the people at the tables that you met outside, the videos of all of the campus providers and what they offer you that were sent to you and that are on YouTube, all of those folks and our team in the Graduate College are here to provide the resources you need. Everything from tax preparation help to funding and scholarships and fellowships to counseling, which lots of folks need. There's nothing wrong with that. There's an amazing counseling center on campus. We have a huge array of support systems so that you can be successful. So you have what you need, you have the credentials, you can do this, and we're here to support you. Career building. So getting your academic degree is incredibly important and valuable. And once you earn it, nobody can ever take it away from you. It's yours, it's your accomplishment. But at the same time, getting an academic degree doesn't equal a career path. So I encourage you, as you're working your way through your degree, to be thinking and talking to your mentors, to other graduate students, to alums, about what your career path is. Which way do you want to take your degree, and what do you want to do next to ensure that you maximize the time here, building the skills that you need to be successful so that you can enter that next stage, right? There's no orientation when you graduate and go off into your new job. There won't be one of these. But it's just as important, right? And so I really want you to be thinking about your career trajectory and how that relates to the academic program you're about to pursue. And then character. You'll face challenges and adversity, and how you handle it will define you, right? And so you're here because you want to be a professional in your field. Well, you are that professional starting today, right? So graduate school is the big time. You've made it here. And so everything you do here now follows you as you move, not just through graduate school, but into your career and into the profession of your choosing. So we're, again, here to support you. You'll notice at the bottom there it says appeals. And appeals, there's a simple form on the Graduate College website, and there are policies and processes and all kinds of things. And sometimes it's a little exception that you'll need, or a little bump that you hit. Other times it's a little bit bigger. But the appeal form is there for you to talk to us, right? To appeal a policy, or to ask for an exception, or if you have a problem, it's your opportunity to ask for remedy for that problem. So we have systems in place to support you. But before it gets that far, talk to your graduate coordinator, talk to your mentor, talk to the chair of your department. Valerie, who you now know really well, she's waving over there. Valerie does non-academic advising in the Graduate College. So if you have any questions about anything that isn't which class should I take, that kind of thing, she can help you navigate problems, issues, questions, policies, all of those kinds of things, as can the rest of the Graduate College team. All right. So, creating an ethos of professionalism. So I was just talking about that, and I want to just point out where you can find the information that you need to help guide you successfully through your program. Because the goal is not just to start strong, it's to finish strong. So we love having you at orientation, but we really want to see all these same faces at graduation, right? And so to get there, there are some resources. You probably know, let's see, how many of you know that your graduate program has a handbook for graduate students? I really hope it's everybody, but it's not. So everybody who doesn't have a hand up right now, you need to check it out. You need to go to the UNLV website degree directory and find your degree, and you're going to see a link to your handbook. All of our graduate programs have one. And that handbook tells you departmental expectations and rules and policies, right? And that handbook goes hand in hand with the graduate catalog, which is also on our website. It's a quick, easy link, and it's electronic. And in that graduate catalog, we have all of our graduate college policies and procedures. So if you're not sure about something, that's the place to look and the place to start. We also have a listing of every one of your programs in the graduate catalog, and there it describes the requirements for how you go from being newly admitted to earning your degree. All of your degree program requirements are in the catalog. You can go look at them now and plan your path through your program, okay? If anyone tells you you have to do something different than in the catalog, that's probably not true. You have to graduate by the rules and requirements that are published now in your catalog, okay? So take a look at that, that's your guidepost. So be aware of those things. There's also a student conduct code, of course. There's an NSHE code. NSHE is the Nevada System of Higher Education that handles all of higher education in the state of Nevada. And that code governs students as well as the university code. And so the idea is that all of these documents do two things. They really outline your rights and your responsibilities, right? The kind of requirements that are placed upon you, but also your rights as a graduate student. So these are really important things to take a look at, especially the handbook and the catalog for your program. Sound good? Can I get you to commit to me that you're going to do that? Because that's one of the things that most clearly impacts student success going from here to graduation. So you'll take a look? All right, I've got an all right, I'll take it. All right, the last thing I'll say here is about questions of academic integrity, right? And y'all made it here, so you probably have this down good, but err on the side of caution. If you're not totally sure what academic dishonesty is, or what constitutes plagiarism, or what is appropriate research ethics in a particular situation you find yourself in, please ask. And if you're not confident that you have the full answer and the correct answer, ask someone else, right? And move your way up the chain as needed. Make sure you get the information. We will never hold it against you for asking questions about research ethics, expectations, responsibilities, academic integrity, or honesty. You will never have a problem for asking questions. If you don't ask questions and you make an assumption and you assume wrong, if you're incorrect about that, that's when students bump into problems, okay? So err on the side of caution if you're not sure about something, especially when it comes to ethics and integrity in the classroom, as a teacher, as a graduate student, whatever, please ask. We're here to support you. All right, so what do we do in the graduate college specifically? We have 8 basic units. We have graduate admissions, recruitment, and our front office. You've done the recruitment and admissions step, but that front office is going to be useful to you. You see that 1960s kind of funky building over there? People either love it or hate it. I love it from the outside. I don't know that I love it as someone who works inside of it, but it's a really distinctive and neat building. It was built when there was a lot of student activism in the country, and the architect built it so that students couldn't rebel and protest inside because it was the administration building. So when you get in there, it's a little like a rat maze. It's kind of narrow with high hallways, and it's a little disorienting. But if you go in that building and go up the elevator to the 3rd floor, we made it really simple. The elevator doors will open, and right in front of you will be bright scarlet red, rebel red doors. And that's our front office of the Graduate College. You can drop in there anytime between 8 and 5, and you'll find friendly, smiley faces who will be able to answer your questions or put you in touch with the person who can. So please feel free to see us at the Graduate College 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 3rd floor FDH, there'll be a quiz. Then we have Grad Systems and Data. These are the folks that manage the Grad Rebel Gateway that you use to apply and to get funding. You're going to log into that gateway a lot going forward. Every year you're going to log into the Grad Rebel Gateway in order to apply for GA positions, right? And for scholarships and fellowships and funding. Please do that. We have lots of free money we give away every year. Something like $3 million in scholarships and fellowships, and something like $15+ million in graduate assistantships. And you know how we give it away? We give it away to qualified students who go into the gateway and submit a 30-second form. So you should do that, right? Then you'll qualify and we might be able to give you money. So the Grad Rebel Gateway is a good resource for you online. And as you're here working your way through the program, we're building that system out, so it's going to do more and more. This isn't fully public yet, but I'll let you in on the secret. Within a year, we'll be moving to all electronic forms. So the last bit of paper in the graduate college is going to go poof, and through the Grad Rebel Gateway, you'll be able to electronically complete and submit the forms that you need between here and graduation. So it's only going to get easier for you, and that's largely thanks to our Grad Systems and Data team. We have the GPSA, and you met those folks earlier. They're amazing. Go see them over at the Commons. We also sponsor the Office of Postdoctoral Affairs, so you're not quite ready for that, but some of you who earn doctoral degrees may go on to do postdocs, and if you do, we support the postdocs through the Graduate College office. We also have something called the Graduate Council. It's the faculty wing, the faculty governance wing of the Graduate College. So all of your graduate coordinators participate in the Graduate Council. They are the governing body. They help us set policies and implement them. They help us address and identify problems on campus or things we could do differently or better to support graduate students. They run curriculum. They design new programs. They help us review those scholarship applications and hand out money, all of those kinds of things. So your graduate coordinator sits on that Graduate Council. How many of you know your grad coordinator? Good, good. That person is important to you. What I'm worried about is everybody who didn't raise your hand. Promise me this, that early next week you'll go figure out who your grad coordinator is. You go ask the administrative assistants in your department, ask the chair, look it up online. It's on the degree directory page, it's on the website for your program. You need to find out who that person is, because if you have questions about your program, what to take, how to do it, your grad coordinator is that point of contact, okay? We have Graduate Financial Services. Is Brianne in the room? She might be back processing GAs. Our Grad Financial Services Office does just that. We do emergency retention awards. We do graduate assistantships, scholarships, fellowships. We have all kinds of funding. So keep your eyes open for announcements about those opportunities and check it out in the Grad Rebel Gateway. We have something called the Student Success Institute that is run by none other than Valerie Burke. I told you, you know her well already. You're going to see a lot of her. Valerie and her very small team run the Student Success Institute, which is a professional development resource for you. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. And we have our RPC team, who you met over here. We have Celinda, Carlina, and Meg. They're going to come up and say hi in just a moment. So, all right. The Student Success Institute. I just want to point out what we do so that you have a sense. We have approximately 35 completely free workshops every semester for graduate and professional students. That means that it's everything from soup to nuts. How do you do a curriculum vitae? How do you do a professional resume? How do you do job interviews? Time management skills, bibliographic skills. You have all these resources and you need to figure out how to keep track of them and organize your references. There are electronic tools to do that, and you might as well come to the workshop and learn about how to do it. So we have about 35 of those geared to all different kinds of professional development and graduate student life skills to be successful. They're free. You should join us. We also have 4 free certification programs. One on research, one on mentorship, one on teaching, and one on communication. And there are announcements each year about how to apply for these programs. The application system is pretty simple. And then once you're in, there are a series of workshops and activities that you do. Again, it's completely free, no registration fees, and at the end you get your certification in that area, and it goes on your transcript, and you get a certificate to hang up on your wall. So those are really good for lots of students. We also do some pretty big events that highlight and focus on you, graduate students. So we have one coming up called Graduate Showcase, and it's done each year around a theme, and it's a big celebration just of graduate student research. And we have about 6 different students who have competed and won scholarships just to present at this event. They do these quick 5-minute talks, it's great, and then we throw a big party. That's coming up October 13th, and I hope you'll come and check it out. We also do something that you can participate in starting in November. Last week of October, first week of November, we do something called the Rebel Grad Slam. Anybody ever heard of a 3-minute thesis competition? All right, some of you have competed? Yes, great, so I hope you'll come back and do it again. So our 3-minute thesis competition is just that. It's a 3-minute competition. You don't have to do a master's thesis or anything. Thesis just in the sense of research or scholarship, right? And you get up and in 3 minutes you say who you are, what you study it, what you found or expect to find, and why it matters in terms that anyone can understand. So it's a really quick, fast-paced, fun, engaging event where you get to meet all kinds of cool people. The rounds start on Monday, they work through Thursday, we do the semifinals on Thursday, and then we have the finals for the whole campus on Friday, and a massive party. And there's lots of swag and free food, so that's a really fun week on campus. And then in the spring, we have a graduate research forum. It'll be the 20th anniversary coming up this spring. All graduate students can participate and present your research and scholarship. And to kick it off, we have a big party the night before called Inspiration, Innovation, and Impact. And again, it features graduate students like you doing these short presentations of their work. So I hope that we'll see you at these events, and I hope you'll participate in all of the resources that Val and her team offer through our Student Success Institute. And now I'd like to introduce you to one of my colleagues, one of the leaders in the graduate college, who has worked her way up from a student worker with OIT to moving into a position at the graduate college where she has steadily moved up and up and up. And now, in the course of just a few years, she is our Executive Director of Graduate Admissions and Enrollment Management. So she handles everything from recruitment, admissions, the front office, RPC. Her team certifies your degrees. You don't get out of here with a degree unless Kara and her RPC team actually confirm that you've earned it and confer it for you. So these are powerful folks, and they're an amazing team. So I want to turn this over to the RPC team and Ms. Kara Wada. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Grad Rebels. How are you? Great. You're going to be even better in a second because I have the first 2 winners of our scholarship money from your bingo game. Yay! Okay, so each of these students will receive a $250 scholarship, and you'll receive more information on it next week. We'll be sending you an email or calling you early next week to let you know how we're going to get that money into your student account. So the first person, drum roll, come on. Yeah, okay. The first person is Heather Gilmore from Criminal Justice. Yay, congratulations! And the next one is Kevin Briggs from Mechanical Engineering. Are you here? Must be present to win. Kevin? Oh, okay, there you go. Awesome. Congratulations! All right. So good afternoon again. I'm so pleased to be the next person to welcome you to the Grad Rebel community. This fall alone, we had well over 3,000 applications for admission. So you're among the very best of the applicant pool that was selected. So congratulations again. We're so happy to have you here. As others have mentioned, our graduate college team is here to help. If you have admissions conditions or provisions or any questions about enrolling in your classes, our recruitment and admissions team are here to help. Like Dean Corrigan said and others, we're in FDH on the 3rd floor. Please come and see us, we're definitely here to help. And now that you're a student, our retention, progression, and completion team, or RPC team, is here to make sure that now that you've chosen us, we keep you here and we keep you happy. We provide you with the support that you need so you can get through your program and graduate in a timely manner. Many of you met them earlier at the table. The RPC team processes all of your student forms. We're here to answer any questions that you have along the way. And ultimately, like Dean Corrigan said, they're the ones who will be conferring your degrees when you finish in just a few years. So I'll let them introduce themselves, but if you can, please give them a round of applause.
Hello, can you all see me and or hear me? I am not the largest, tallest person in the bunch, but my name is Celinda, and I am your Senior RPC, or Retention, Progression, and Completion Coordinator for the Graduate College.
Hi, I'm Carlina Pablo. I was also nervous because I thought I might be too short as well, but can everybody hear me, see me? Hello, I'm Megan Wilson. I'm an RPC coordinator, and I'm ducking down right now because they're both very short.
And as you see on your screen, we are a team of people who are here to help you be successful at the university. We each work with a number of colleges on campus. All of our contact information is on screen, and you'll be receiving an email from us next week with some more details and some handouts that we think will be helpful to you as you get started on your journey as a grad rebel. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what you should be doing right now in order to be successful here at UNLV as a grad rebel. First step, and you've probably heard this at multiple points in this conversation, but we're going to drill it home right now. You need to check your Rebel Mail account. It is an official form of correspondence at the university, and it's how we are able to make sure that we're having conversations with you in a safe and secure environment that protects your rights and makes sure that we know that all of the confidential information that we're communicating is going to you and not necessarily to anybody else. And so we want to make sure that you are utilizing that Rebel Mail account on a regular basis. If it's not something that you check regularly, forward it to another email that you do. We communicate very, very regularly, and that's how you receive all those What's Happening at UNLV emails with all the great resources and services that aren't just provided by just the graduate college, but by multiple services and departments on campus. For some of you, you were admitted as a full admit, and that is awesome. Others might have a few outstanding items, and you'll be considered a conditional or provisional admit. You will have been notified that in your email that you received, your admissions letter, and it's important that you complete those conditions or provisions to become a full admit to the university. There might be outstanding transcripts, paperwork, documentation, a course that you'll need to take in your first semester. If that is the circumstance that you fall under, make sure that you are aware of those conditions and provisions and work hard to make sure that you're taking care of those because we don't want to have a conversation later on down the line for your eligibility as a student. We want you to meet regularly with your graduate advisor and your graduate coordinator. I saw earlier there were a number of hands that went up, and I see that you're making those connections. If you haven't done so, go get to know them. They're going to be premier advocates for your programs in order for you to be successful. And so making that relationship early is going to help you way down the line when it comes time to file for graduation and be able to present a thesis or a dissertation, finish that professional paper, all those key culminating experiences that we'll talk about in a little bit. If you have a program that has a concentration or a sub-plan, you need to declare those sometime in your first 2 semesters, your first year at the university. As we go down the line and we start looking at your academic records, making sure that you're on track, there are special requirements that fall under those concentrations or sub-plans. So when you think about your goals and your ambitions and dreams in your program, you want to make sure that you're identifying that by declaring your concentration or your sub-plan. We do have a graduate study timeline that is available on our website, and that is a great resource for you to figure out what you need to do from start to finish. In your first year, in your first semester at the university, this is a brief highlight of what those things should look like. That graduate study timeline has even more resources and links and information available to you. We also encourage you to check that graduate college catalog. As we talked about, as Corrigan talked about, all of your academic policies and procedures, all the information related to your particular program, and all the things that you need to do in order to progress and graduate in your program are located in that catalog. It is easy to search. There's lots of information there. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with that, because oftentimes the answer that you're seeking is in that paragraph somewhere. I also want to highlight the continuous enrollment policy. Again, as Valerie said earlier, you need to be enrolled in at least 6 credits in 3 rolling semesters. So whether that does include summer, whether that's spring, summer, fall, or summer, fall, spring, whatever that might look like. In a consecutive 3-semester period, you need to have completed at least 6 credits in order to remain in good standing as a student for the graduate college. And then the last thing that I would suggest is getting involved, making sure that you're getting familiar with the GPSA. They are a wonderful organization on campus that can make sure that you're getting all types of resources and funding, getting involved in your professional organizations or academic organizations related to your specific program of study. Those are great opportunities. Get to know UNLV. It is a wonderful campus. You're in an amazing program. Take advantage of all the things that you're going to be paying for your student fees and through your tuition at the university. It's all at your fingertips. Take advantage of it. At this point, I'm going to transition over to Carlina.
Okay, so I am going to be talking about your mid-career, where you're almost halfway done through your career and you're getting to the finish line. Basically, like Celinda said, make sure you check the graduate study timeline, determine what paperwork is required from for your program. One of the major important paperwork is the degree audit companion form. The report you actually could pull through your My UNLV account. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar, but basically it has all the requirements for your degree program. It'll go based off of your catalog term. One thing with graduation, you could actually graduate you would have to follow the requirements under the catalog year that you're admitted under or that you're currently graduating. So you would have to choose one or the other. If, according to your program, you would have to meet with your advisor or graduate coordinator to identify your committee, depending on your program, if that requires a committee. And as far as if you're doing a thesis, dissertation, professional paper, you'll have to submit the prospectus approval. A lot of you right now, because you're just admitted, you're not familiar with any of these forms. Like I said, it's halfway through your program. If you have any questions, come see one of us. We'll be able to assist you. And let me lean it over to Meg. She'll do the final stretch. Wrong way.
So the first step that you want to do when you get towards the end of your career, when you're either, if you're a master's degree student now, you're about a year in, or if you're a doctoral degree student, you might be at year 6 or so. You're going to be applying to graduate. The reason why you're going to want to apply to graduate is we don't know you want to graduate. You have to tell us. We're not mind readers. But if you apply to graduate, what happens, that's in my UNLV, it's easy, it's 3 easy clicks. Once you apply to graduate, it lets us know. We then let you know what you need to do to finish off your program. And then after you finish your program, in 10 to 8 weeks, you get a lovely piece of paper to stick on your wall that says you finished your program. In your late career, doctoral candidates are going to advance to candidacy. This means that your ABD, all but dissertation, this is when you can take dissertation credits and complete your program. You are required to be enrolled in 3 credits, not 1, not 2, not 2.5, but 3 credits last semester. You are going to be here when you plan on graduating. During your late career, you'll also identify any late paperwork you have, anything that's outstanding, complete requirements for your culminating experience, whether that's going to be a capstone or project, a thesis or dissertation, and anything that's also listed in the graduate catalog that you have to do. During this time, you'll also, if you're doing a thesis or dissertation, it's a thesis or dissertation process, where you'll get to work with the thesis and dissertation team, yay. With thesis and dissertation, we have workshops, we have formatting guidelines, we have lots of things in place to help you with the process to make the formatting side, which is what we're going to care about at the graduate college in checking, easy for you, so that when you're working with your committee on the content side and the formatting side in terms of your discipline, that you can focus on that and not worry about the formatting side. Finally, commencement are held in the fall and the spring. Commencement for spring is in May, commencement for fall is in December. And we want you to participate in commencement, and that's part of the fee that you'll pay with your graduation application. And that's all. Except
so we're gonna ask some questions and we're gonna give away some swag, right? Everybody likes all of the free things that you get. Everybody's got their Grad Rebel shirts. So here's some more fun things that you can use to represent being a Grad Rebel on campus. But in order to do so, we're gonna ask 3 trivia questions based on the things that we went on and on about right now, right? So what I want you to do, if you know the answer to your question, I want you to stand up and shout, "I'm a Grad Rebel." Real loud, wave your hands, so that way we can determine who was the first one to answer the question, and then we'll be handing out some swag as a result. Sounds fun? All right, let's do it. So your first question is, how will the graduate college primarily communicate with you on campus? Oh, we've got somebody who popped up over here. What's your name? Stephanie, what program are you in? Awesome, MPA, very good program. What's the answer to that question? Rebel Mail's correct, so congratulations. I've got a fun Grad Rebel water bottle for you. Dr. Hartley's going to be assisting me as Vanna today. Thank you, it's beautiful. All right, for our next question, Carlina's gonna.
Okay, so how many credits must you enroll and complete? And 6, you got it, thank you. Okay, so as far as the rest of the question, how many credits you need to enroll in to stay as an active student? And the answer is 6. 6 graduate level credits.
last prize. How many graduate level credits must you be enrolled in the semester you graduate? Okay, go back floor address. That's it.
Thanks for playing along. We wish you all so much success as you move forward. And I believe our next item is going to be our student panel. So we're going to get set up for that.
Since you like that so much, while the panel gets settled here, come on panel, get on stage, get ready to go. I've got a few prizes to give away. You want a few more? Okay. We will do the next two winners, the last two winners of the Grad Rebel Bingo. So we have, is there a Jason Brick in the house? Woo, Jason, way to go. Mad bingo skills right there, yeah. And then how about Ivana Sarajic? I might have said that wrong. Ivana, congratulations, awesome. Okay, so you'll be getting emails to get your, I believe it's $250. So congratulations and happy bingo. All right, I'll be back with the final, I have big scholarships coming up next right after the panel, but in the meantime,
We student panel, so that everyone's going to introduce themselves, and then we'll get started with questions.
Hi everyone, you excited to be Grad Rebels? My name is Bree Beaupre. I'm currently a fourth year doctoral student in criminology and criminal justice. This is my final year, so I'm super excited, and I'm excited for you guys to start.
Hi everyone, so my name is Kanani Espinoza and I am finishing my last semester in the MPA program in Urban Affairs.
Hello everyone, my name is Dale Karras. I'm a PhD student in mechanical engineering, final year as well, third year.
Hi there, I'm Mike Moncrief. I'm PhD in anthropology, and this is my last year too.
I'm Jackie Guidry. I'm a JD MBA student, so I'm a dual degree between the law school and business school. I'm sadly not going into my last year, but got about a year and a half left.
Hi, I'm Chris Haynes, and I'm a master's student in higher education, and I'm in my last semester. But I will be coming back in January for some more education.
So our first question, what are beneficial things to do your first year that will help make the rest of your graduate student career successful?
My biggest recommendation is make connections with your professors and your fellow graduate students. The connections you make in your first year will carry on throughout, and the more you have, the better. Like, I've gotten so many resources just by the people I know. Like, if they know who you are, they'll give you those opportunities for research, teaching, and everything else you need to be successful. That's my advice.
My advice is to go to the first GPSA meeting on Wednesday, September 6th, and figure out all the awesome things that we can do for you, including all the research grants and opportunities we have, because then you won't have to worry about more money that you have to spend or additional scholarships you might need. So Wednesday, September 6th, second floor if that's you.
I would say as a graduate student, don't feel that you need to be so insular to your own department. Take advantage of all the UNLV resources and amenities that are available. The librarians will do all your work for you, so just go over to them and say, hey, I'm looking for this, how do I do this? And they're more than excited to help you out with that. Being able to kind of see those things, I guess, kind of goes pretty much in tandem with the networking and things of that sort.
So I'm going to echo a little bit of what's already been said, but I think getting involved, especially with programs, if there's some type of organization or society within, for example, in anthropology, we have the Anthropology Society organization. So getting involved with things like that is a really great way to connect with people in your department, other professors and students alike.
Kind of going off of what Bree said as well, not only making friends, being kind, but if you have the opportunity to be helpful to other people, take advantage of it. I think within each department, you're going to be with these people probably for the next few years, but you may end up working with them in the future or working for them in the future. So, take advantage of an opportunity to be helpful because you never know when that may come back.
Okay, this sucks being last because they said all my stuff. I get to go first next time. So academically, coming from a perspective of working full-time, I'm a non-traditional student, and when I first came back to school, I had family, kids, and so forth. I would say if you haven't mastered time management by now, now's the time to do it and become a list maker, good study skills if you've been able to kind of wing it through your undergrad, for those of you that are coming from undergrad. The biggest change I noticed in my first year was as a master's student is in your undergrad, it seems like the classes kind of start slow and you can kind of let it build, but in graduate school, from my experience anyways, it starts out strong, and so you want to become a front loader. So by front loading, I would say you want to be a top student from day one. It'll make it easier at the end when you get to the last couple weeks with finals and everything. If you can look ahead on your syllabus and work ahead, read ahead, all that stuff, it just makes life so much easier at the end. Instead of playing catch up, you're well ahead, and that's just something different than when you're in an undergrad. You can kind of start slow and build. You want to actually start with a bang.
All right, so our second question, what are the essential things to pay attention to or be on the lookout for your first year of graduate school?
Okay, I would say the most important thing is don't fall into the trap where you feel like you've been in school for so long, you know how to pick your classes and look at the catalog, and you really want to be great friends with your advisor and pay close attention to what your advisor tells you. They may instruct you to get your core classes out of the way first while they're available, because sometimes they're not available, and then you don't want to get to the end and then have all these core classes to take and not enough time to take them. So I would say the most important thing would be to just get to know your advisor and stay in regular touch with them.
So you heard this quite a bit, but check your emails every day, hourly if need be. A lot of important information comes through, but also it's just a good habit. Get into, and also Simplicity, any kind of career services. They're really helpful about posting different job opportunities, internships, externships. So I would say that's a good one to keep an eye on as well.
The best thing to look out for is free food and drinks, any opportunities there. No, I think one thing that I wish someone would have kind of told me, probably my undergrad actually, financial planning I think is one thing that is not talked enough about. As grad students, we're not always the wealthiest around us, so financial planning and kind of tracking your expenses in these several years that you be in grad school is a really important skill to learn.
I'd say prioritize your health and happiness. That's a lot of things grad students don't really look out for. Yay, get some applause going. Free food and drink too maybe kind of goes hand in hand, but I guess there's good percentage of grad students incoming who might have a good idea of who their advisor is going to be, might already have that already connected. Other departments will do rotations where at least that's a little bit more apparent, so you can kind of figure it out. Though some departments just kind of throw you into the ether and say it's a very nebulous process, but just tell us when you have one, figure it out, just go do it and such. So yeah, sometimes it's more on you, the onus is on you to kind of figure that out. And there's any number of some horror stories where it's like, oh, I didn't really do very well with that advisor and such, but some you're gonna find very well. So use other people's testimonies as some good advice, and just kind of make sure that your health is good and that you're very happy with what you're doing, because that's the whole point of this. It's not a make or break situation where you need to get some publication, you need to have some advisor, you need to graduate in a certain time. It's on you completely to decide what you do with your program.
I think that the most important thing to remember is that you're still a student. So things that UNLV offers that maybe the graduate college doesn't offer, or any student association offers, UNLV still offers a lot of great resources. And so just take advantage of that. Remember that you're still a student. The free food comes with that as well. Go into the student union, go into the library, visit all of the organizations, and just remember that this is still your time to kind of have fun and get involved at UNLV.
I think for me, the biggest thing that I wish I would have looked out for from the beginning was deadlines. because there's so many different applications just for UNLV's requirements and like the certificate programs. And then on top of that, you have your class assignments, and then if you're doing conferences and that kind of thing. So just having some sort of system where you can track all these deadlines for different things that are going to be due, like GPSA conference funding, you're going to want to look out for that. So yeah, just establishing a system early on will really help you throughout your career.
So the next question, how do you manage your time between your academic and personal responsibilities?
That's a big question. For me, academically, I make a to-do list every single day, and I have an Excel spreadsheet with all my different projects and things I want to get done during the semester. So definitely having a system to where you don't have to think about it yourself and you just write it down. So then you're not worrying about it. That's what's really helped me. And then managing outside stuff. So I'm married, and my husband, like even when I'm working at home, he really likes to bug me while I'm doing stuff. So setting those boundaries with your family and people around you is really important, but also taking time for yourself is also important to have fun, and to have fun with people in your cohort. So then you're kind of combining the two. So I don't know, did I answer that? Okay.
That was great. I think that combining the two was definitely my answer. I hang out with my cohort and my same group of 10 people that are in my classes outside of school and in school. So we can talk about school outside of school, and then we can talk about not school stuff inside school. Like we can mix and mingle the two. So just make sure that you're friends with the people that are in your classes, because for however long you're in your program, you will see the same faces over and over. So make friends.
To make friends with everyone here in different departments. If you're in STEM especially, just defenestrate any idea you have of a social life. It's not gonna happen. Or just maybe the people you're gonna be with all the time aren't gonna be necessarily people you wanna hang out with. So I think it works in some departments, others it doesn't really work. But man, meet some people here. That's what you wanna do. Like meet some other grad students who know of the process you're gonna be going through when there's, I just gotta, let's go get some coffee or some hookah or something. It's gotta relax, because I've been in the lab way too long. It's good to be able to meet people who kind of know your experience and stuff like that. Take advantage of if you're new to Vegas especially, take advantage of a lot of the things that are available here. There's so many things that can kind of devolve from the time, I suppose, that you should be studying. But yeah, have fun, that's really important.
I would say one of the good things to do is to block out, if you can, block out one day a week to just have for yourself, and promise yourself that you're not going to do any work that day. I think that helps a lot. I also think that, as someone else said, having a to-do list, as simple as it is a lifesaver, and also having a calendar that reminds you, like, oh no, in 7 days this grant is due, is also really helpful. Also, find a good place that you can work. I try to do work in my research lab, but unfortunately my advisor's office is across the hall. So every 10 minutes he'll come in and be like, hey, what you up to? I'm like, just writing. Hey, what you up to? I'm like, all right, so I gotta find some other place to work. So I think finding a good place to work, and also I think you said down there, if you have a significant other, working out with them when your work time is and when your time to go out and do things is.
I'd say just plan ahead. As much as you can, kind of get all of your syllabus right at the beginning. It has all of your schedule laid out. If you work, typically you already know your work schedule, but the further ahead you can plan and just have things in your calendar, it makes it a lot easier to be able to manage your time. As far as balancing between personal life and school and or work, I'm kind of terrible at, but I would say the biggest key with that is just have an ongoing maintenance. Don't wait till that point that you're so overwhelmed, you're so stressed out, and like you break down, that's your break time. Like you have to have breaks consistently. So make sure you plan out your time consistently.
Once again, they said everything I was going to say. But just to add onto that, you're balancing work, family, and school, and lists and good time management and so forth. But there's nothing worse than you have some great fun thing come up, like a family reunion or this great social event, and then realizing you can't go that weekend because you have a big paper due the following week. And so what I do is when I make a master list. I take all the syllabus from each class, as well as any organizational responsibilities that I have, as well as work responsibilities and family events or fun social things. And I put it on one master list chronologically, and that way I can look ahead and I highlight the things that I really don't want to have to bring schoolwork to, because there's nothing worse than going to something fun and feeling like you have to go back to the hotel room and do homework. So just to add to it, the only thing I would add is that you look ahead and you say, okay, I got this big thing coming up this week, and I'm going to do all that work the following week ahead of that, or 2 weeks ahead of that, so that I can just go and enjoy myself. Because as she was saying, you just don't want to be stressed. You want to compartmentalize your time and be able to put school away, and otherwise you will not be mentally healthy.
All right, so 2 more questions. So this one's important. What UNLV resource have you found the most beneficial for your longer-term academic and career goals?
Okay, so this is the best resource that you will want to know about. I just discovered in the last year of my master's program, and that is the Graduate College website and all the resources available on there. So if you go on the Grad College website, you're going to find professional development opportunities for mentorship, research, teaching, communication. You're going to find workshops for everything from financial planning to research to how to prepare a poster presentation to anything you can imagine that you need help with. There's a workshop for it. There's also career resources where you can sources of internships, fellowships, postdoc, GA-ships. There's everything you'd ever need to find is right there on that Grad College webpage. And that to me has been I think the best kept secret. I didn't even think to look on that page about my whole program until this past year. I'm like, where has this been my whole life? So I would say get on that first and see what things can help you out.
So I'd say the same. I think the Career Services Department, I know the Law School Career Development Office, Simplicity, any kind of career office that focuses on that long term is really helpful. Again, not just for jobs while you're in school, but whether it be internships, externships, or long term after you graduate. They've been really helpful at the MBA school as well, or in the MBA department as well. Also the RWZ, it's in the Student Recreation and Wellness Center. They have a lot of good resources there as far as just maintaining your health, physical health, and mental health as well. So I think that's helpful, not only for your school career, but long-term practices to get in place as well.
Awesome. It's called the Grad Student Lounge, right? In the library? That's the official, the Graduate Commons. Yes, that's what I was looking for. The Graduate Commons is a magical place. They have free food sometimes. So if you go check it out, it's on the 2nd floor of the library. I go there all the time to kind of escape reality, and you see other people working around you, so for me at least, it helps motivate me to do more work. There's wonderful people up there that will talk to you and give you help and advice, and it's also, we'd be turning in GPSA, some of the paperwork for them as well. So it's a great place to locate.
I think there was an old adage that said a university only needs to provide 3 things: parking for the faculty, sex for the students, and sports for the alumni. But I think overall, I already kind of mentioned the library system, so I was like, I lost on what else I can mention because I already said that at first. Though there's a ton of great resources at this university in terms of how in terms of if I want to get something done, the amount of departments that we can collaborate with is amazing. Take advantage of that because that's what the university is for. When you're out in industry, you will not have that opportunity. You will not have a machine shop on campus with people who are very intelligent, capable to do anything for you. You will not have all the access to databases and papers. So just hoard papers and hoard textbooks, take advantage of all the free stuff. And then all the administrators too, looking out for your well-being. Go to the FDH building frequently and attend all the GPSA events. I just did your thank you. And that will be really your best resource.
So we can just skip right over me since I mentioned the Grad Commons and all of that. One of the best things that you were mentioning with the RWZ, we have a service on campus that is CAPS, and it's Counseling and Psychological Services. and we pay as a graduate student into that fee already per semester per credit. And so that is available as a free resource for you if you need anything to deal with mental health, anything to deal with a stability in your life. Please go there. It's the Student Recreation and Wellness Center, the SRWC, over by the Tropicana parking garage. If you have any questions, all of the resources are online, but that's something that we already pay into that's free for students. So definitely check that out and all the great things that are there.
So the most valuable resource for me personally has been the Graduate College as a whole. They are seriously rock stars at the Graduate College. They have all kinds of like career development certificates and things you can do. So by the time I graduate, I'll have completed all 4 certificates, which is pretty cool. And now I feel prepared to be an assistant professor when I graduate. And those experiences are things that I wouldn't have got in my classroom. It's professional development, so it goes beyond what you learn in your classes. And then second is GPSA. They have funded so many conference travels for me. They've just been a source of support this whole time. So both the Grad College and GPSA, they're amazing.